was a lot of their being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
Good morning. Welcome. Hey, Chanel. Girl, I got to get with you about this coffee you done sent me. All right, I need somebody to turn theirs off. Turn it down. There you go. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her BFF Evo. When we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what I can't even get it out. Ever on your mind. Hey, Darius. Good morning. You better been on here, boy. Hey, now. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited. Hey, sis, I love you, girl, but I don't know what you got me drinking, baby. We're going to get on into this coffee situation. My sister got me drinking some green stuff. It's green. I said, why is it green? Green stuff, and I like green money, but I ain't never had no green stuff. Sister, you gonna have to tell us a little bit about this stuff you got. And I'm gonna say this, it's good, but it don't really taste too much like coffee. So she gonna have to tell us a little bit about this. She won't come online. She won't. That's the what? That's the mac. Oh, it's tea. Don't be laughing, Bye.
That's the matcha tea. I kind of thought it may be some tea.
Yeah, girl,
it was green.
It's green.
Hey, Darius, good morning. Hey, Victor, good morning.
It's good. Look at her laughing. It ain't funny.
You shouldn't be laughing, Chanel. You should have heard that discussion we had about that green coffee.
No, Darius said it's Diddy juice.
You need to stop.
You better stop. Well, I don't know what kind of juice it is. It's good, though. I put sweet and low in it. Now I found out what it really is. Good morning, Prophetess Vicky. Good morning, baby. Thanks
she
for
was dressing it up like coffee.
Yeah, girl. I thought it was coffee. Couldn't tell me what coffee.
She was drinking French tea, the British tea. They put the creamer and all that kind of stuff in their tea.
I ain't put no creamer in it. I just because all I did was put sweet and low. I ain't put no creamer or anything. It's pretty good, though. I'm wondering what the effect gonna be like in the end, because what they say about green stuff. Good morning, Pharaoh. Baby, I didn't know if you got home. I told you to give me a call, but you didn't call me and let me know you got home. So put a thumbs up if you're home. I want to know if you're home. I'm just gonna say this, and before we go back to my BFF, my condolences to you. Beautiful service, homecoming for your dad. You did a magnificent job. I just sat back with my little chest out because you my BF, and I know my BF. She did her little thing. I commend you. I commend you. There you go. I love you, baby.
Yeah,
You know
my
I
condolences
stand
to
behind
you,
you
Sarah, and your
100.
family.
Yes, I stand behind you 100, girl. Did a wonderful job. Well, let me introduce to some and present to others, BFF.
Oh, that's it's like that. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. First and foremost, this morning I found my old mug, my old tumbler. So I am drinking my coffee from my old tumbler. And it's just as good, baby. Just as good. Just cause it's a little old don't
That's
mean nothing.
right.
It still work good.
Here you go.
And I'm drinking I'm still drinking on that big box of Target coffee that I bought with some chocolate mocha, sugar free creamer. And some I have some equal in there, so still on my sugar free kick. It's funny because since I've been sugar free, it's hard to go with anything sugar. It has like a huge difference in
Yeah.
taste and everything. And but I'm gonna tell y'all, BFF over here limping and in pain, baby. When I tell you I am in pain today, I got up to go to the bathroom and cracked my toe yesterday. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have barely been able to move. Marvina told me last night. Told me you should have been soaking it. I soaked it today, and it ain't doing nothing. It just, whew. I mean, I hit it hard. I hit it so hard I was scared to look. I didn't even look at it till the sun came up because I was scared to look at it. Yeah, because you know how you you
Yeah.
know that you done really did some
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at it. And yesterday was my grandson's 14th birthday, and I'm supposed to be hanging out with them and everything. And I'm saying to myself, if this started to rain, I'm gonna be slip sliding away because I can't even put on a tennis shoe. All I can do is just take and have on these shoes, and I don't know, oil my feet up, so I'm sliding everywhere. Y'all just don't know. I got some things going on over here this morning, trying to get it together.
Oh, sorry about your toe. I feel bad for you because you should have soaked it when you did it. You know, I was telling her instead of waiting, like, I feel bad for you because pain is not your friend. And I apologize.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I might stub my toe and go on about my business and still probably broke, turned over, turned. I mean, I don't know what it is with me with pain. I got a high tolerance for it. Not that hey, Nell, you have to wrap it up.
You have
Yep.
to wrap it and hope it gets better. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thank you, sis. I didn't
Wrap
even
it
think
up.
about it like that.
Okay.
I
Hey,
sure. Well, good
Daddy.
morning, Daddy.
Hey,
Good
Daddy.
morning.
Oh my God. Good morning. Oh my
Good
God.
morning.
Love,
Good
my
morning.
goodness. But then my daddy on.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. Thanks for coming on and being a part of What's in the Bag this morning.
Yeah.
Well, it's already 9:08. So if you got something you want to talk
Yeah, I
about?
do. I do want to say something real quick. Public service announcement for Atlanta. Um, it's unfortunate. Two things. My heart goes out to the victims of the mass shooting that occurred here. I didn't even know that a mass shooting occurred here the other day. There was one killed and 10 others injured downtown Atlanta. Over in the historic district. So my heart goes out to all those people. And then the other thing is that unfortunately hackers hit the EBT system again here in Atlanta. So people are unable to utilize their cards. They can't even get balances or anything like that. So what they are asking that you do is that you go onto the website and see if you're able to log in and retrieve balances and information that way. They're not even guaranteed that your card will work when you go to the store. So there are some food pantries. So what you have to do is you can go onto any of the news media websites and get the different food pantries, or go to or just Google food pantries in your area. But some of those food pantries are staying open late today. Some said they're going to be open up until about 5 or 6 o'clock to try to help and make sure that those families that are affected are able to get food that enough to last them for the next few days. So just want to give you guys that public service announcement.
I don't know. I just don't understand why people do the things they do. It's just ridiculous. How are you going to take food out of children's mouths? That's basically what you
Always
do.
trying to get over.
That's all it is. Now, I'm trying to say your name right. Is it Ojo Cole? Say it for me, Yvonne.
Ojokodo?
Yes.
Kode?
Yes. Good
Ojokode?
morning. Good morning.
I
Good
hope that's correct.
Yeah, I hope so too. I ain't
Good
good on spelling
morning.
now. Hey, Zachary. I ain't good on reading well.
Big Zach, Big Zach. If
Zach. I'm going to be honest with you. Your name is a little different and I love it. But I would love to know how to spell it, especially, say it.
pronounce it.
Pronounce it. The last name,
If not, don't feel bad. I hope you don't mind if we call you Ojo.
that sounds
Call
good.
you Ojo. You
Ojo.
know.
I love it.
Yeah. This one.
Well, let's go ahead on and speak on our subject today. You know what? I'm ready to get enlightenment on the conversation. The topics basically.
Yes.
He's saying schizophrenic, and when some people say schizo, they think, okay, this is a bad situation. I'm not understand. I've just met her. I met her through Darius, good friend of Darius, which was on last week, which was a wonderful, wonderful segment. I'm excited about this segment because it's an attachment. So I am excited about this one. I'm waiting for this young lady to come on and empty her bag. Before we do that, of course, we're going to give you a good little commercial introduction. And after this introduction, we're going to bring her on. Okay, here we go. I'm so focused on the damn getting it right. I ain't even get the attitude. Time. Heartless. The fuck up. You kiss me, baby. Then you give me blue. So you betrayed me. Broke my heart in two places. Showed two faces. Genius lie. You left no traces. She was my best friend, but you could give a fuck. I guess my luck really sucks now, baby. To hell with you. I blame the hell in you for how you make me feel. Do I love you? Do I really do me wrong? Do I love you? 'Cause I really let you make me feel now. Good morning, coffee drinker. We got you in mid, baby. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my
Blessings and salutations. Thank you so much for having me in the bag. What's in the bag? Good morning. Pha Baby is in the building.
Yes. Good morning, Shelly. Well, good morning. I am so excited about this one. I met her maybe, we talked about 10, 15 minutes? Is that about? And I was ready. I was like, well, what about September? She said, no, I need August. I said, okay, let me clear this out. Let me get August. The first Saturday in August. I am honored that you decided to do this. And this floor is yours. This bag is all about you. Before we start, I need to see what you got in that cup because you're drinking it up. What's in that cup, girl?
Well, I'm a tea drinker. I ain't no coffee sipper.
Wonderful.
No disrespect or no offense intended for anybody who, is still, battling. I'm just kidding. Okay. I used to drink coffee for many years. And when I realized that coffee had a hold on me, I had to let that coffee go and trade it in for my tea, my herbs. So I got me some tangerine tea this morning. It's not very well thought out. Usually my teas are, but I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm on my menstrual cycle. And so I just had to, what I'm saying? I barely, I'm here. Saturday morning, I said, I love them that wasn't that bag, baby. Saturday morning on my period, but we're gonna get this done though. We're gonna get this done.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, my question to you right now is, what's in your bag, girl? What's in the bag? Talk to us.
Let me see. I got a little mascara. Hold on. I got some. I don't know. This is some birth control or something. I'm just kidding. What's what's in my bag? That's a good question. I really love this platform because it does force you to really really assess what's on your mind or what's in your stuff. And when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna have to tell them folks how much of a bag lady I
Hey!
you know what I'm saying? I said, oh, wait a minute, girl, you was a whole bag lady, ain't it? But that's all right. I think Erica did a great job. Shout out to her. That's my auntie. She did a great job in romanticizing, carrying a lot of, can I cuss on this platform?
You go ahead. Just don't be so mean with it though. But you got
Stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say stuff.
yes.
We got a lot of skit, That's a good word to use because that's
Yes.
that's
That's
the name of
good. Love it.
that's the name of the thing. So I said how a crazy life made a SkitZo, form SkitZo, which is not brilliant. Shout out to
Yes.
SkitZo.
Love it. Oh,
Um,
Love it.
and when I thought about how much of a bag lady I am, I was like, you know what? I am gonna open this bag because I think the reason that we're given these jewels, this treasure, is for us to share it.
right.
And see how we can, help someone else get into their bag or empty out their
Hmm.
bag, more importantly,
Right.
because I think it's about not hoarding, it's about releasing. Interestingly enough, while I would love to be a person who is Pha Baby, I would love to be a person who, is this colorful, bright personality. Let me I got to catch on this top.
Yes. We count it.
Okay.
Let's go. It's nice. Love it.
I got, I'm just eclectic, but I am who I am, but I'm colorful, I'm spotted, you know, I'm detailed, I'm interested, I'm intricate, I'm stylish. But all of that didn't come without a whole bunch of chiseling, a whole bunch of digging, a whole bunch of
Mm.
um going into ugly places and creating art. It's not a tragedy, and I don't use my story and woe is me to, I usually don't even cast my pearl to swines, but I think I'm in a safe place.
Yes.
Um, so it's not even a story that I would like to say, oh, it's just the worst story, honey. I got it at the street, I got it at the mud, baby. I'm gangster down, boo. You don't know what else. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? My strength is earned. It's not like that because everybody got their own story. But for somebody to be, when somebody sits down and hear that Pha Baby, while she started off in a wonderful middle class family
Mm.
down in Birmingham, Alabama, um, that it appeared I was very privileged. I came from a family who cherished education, so I was a scholar and honor, scholar and
Wow.
an honorable student. I had multiple gifts and was just on the right path towards having an excellent life, so it would have seemed. Talented and gifted class, a honor roll all the way
Wow.
through. They said she's top, she tests high and she's got a high IQ, and sign language is my first language because my mom was born deaf,
Mm.
my parents are deaf. So I learned to speak English later. So a lot about that particular translation, when you have these little kids that can speak Japanese and do all these things in different languages because you started to put it into them as a baby, their brain functions at a higher level. So I was doing that, didn't realize that that's what they were considered as, oh, she kind of a genius. She didn't speak first. She was speaking sign language first. Well, you're going to speak the language your mama speak. That's
Right.
how that goes.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I learned like English later. And so I thought my life was quite normal, if you ask me, but apparently it wasn't. My name is Pha Baby. I am the junior of Phaedra. She was 5'11", tall lady, beautiful lady. And they would call her Faye for short. So to differentiate, there was little Faye, big Faye, or big Faye and Faye the baby. So it's
Mm.
something that kind of stuck. She died when I was 10 years old. And
Mm.
that's when life changed, because at that point, well, it still seems like, okay, well, that's a kind of tough story. Start off, how was it so privileged? Well, because my mama, back in that day in the South, my mother had the help of her mother, which was, she was a nurse. She was a military nurse who married a Air Force man. And they were educated, and that was a lot for back in the day down south.
Mm-hmm.
They went to school. they ranked and stuff, and so they were able to start, a 4 brick 2-story house, in
Wow.
on the same block as pastors and judges.
Wow.
So she was a charge nurse at one of the major hospitals, and she was a helpmate for my mother. My mother and father, because of their disability, received federal assistance, and so it was a house plus a extra house and 4 incomes, and you know
Wow.
what I mean. It was just it was interesting because my grandma and them they dressed nice, they wore their furs, they drove nice cars, and we ate good. We didn't miss no meals. Very catered to because my mom was a stay-at-home mom. The only thing she did as an extra curricular activity for extra income was work at the vet and bowl professionally. So
Wow.
she was a
Wow.
bowler, she
Wow.
was a champion bowler, and my dad was a blue collar worker. So that's just a lot of income for the cost of living in that day and time for Alabama. So I
Right.
didn't have no shortages. I had big Christmases. I had everything that I wanted because I was a good student. I used to have cash because I brought in good grades, and my grandma said, "If you work hard, you get to play hard." So I was able to
Right.
buy whatever I wanted. The lunchroom line, give me pickles. I need this. I need that. Donuts. I used to love them pickles. Let me get two
Right.
of them. Um, Bebops, candy, tooties, fruities. I want it all. I want fries to go with my salad. Put chili and ranch on them, please. Okay,
Wow.
I can afford. Okay.
Order from the lunch line.
Not about balling at the lunch line in the public school systems. Um, and then I was on I played piano by ear. I was in karate. I was in a
Wow.
newspaper. I was award winning writer at the age of 11 because I used to win all the writing contests and stuff like that. And then life switched. Okay, because I had a sister and brother. I was the big sister, so I used to play. I was popular and I was happy. And then my mom died,
Mm.
and my parents divorced, and it was all on my grandmama. And my grandmama only raised my mother. She never raised her because the school of Talladega for the deaf and blind raised them until they 21. So
Wow.
all of a sudden, she became a single mom of 3 kids, and
Mhm.
she struggled. And while she was trying her best to make that a seamless transition, it didn't work out well for her to the point that she gave us up. We went into the housing system, and I spent some time at a homeless shelter.
Wow.
So
Wow.
this big firefly, extracurricular, she on a track team, she on a basketball team, she a cheerleader, she a dancer, she switch out of uniform, and she go from playing as a point guard and having matching jerseys with her boyfriend
Wow.
to her cheerleader uniform cheering on her boyfriend. And now she fighting.
Wow.
Now she acting out. Now people picking at her for one having a mother who couldn't talk to begin with. Then they was mean and they wanted to say she dead and all of these things as to why, speculating as to why. And then they, they even talk about my black guns. I love these damn things. I don't know what, I don't know why they were so mean, but they caught them some drama. They caught them some
Wow.
drama because that was just something I didn't play about. And I didn't understand it. And now you're getting dropped off in Cadillacs and town cars, and now you're getting dropped off by the bus down the street. It was a culture shock for me and my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And going into high school and having to deal with that change, being in a high school where I had to test in and had to keep my grades up to stay in, and they slipping, and then,
Wow.
it became challenging very fast. Like, this is fast, like, Um, and so coming out of the housing system, I got adopted out by my family. And it's the same family that, interestingly enough, while I was after my dad's and my mom's separation, my dad's and mom's separation caused me to have to see both sides of the family. Now, they say a lot about the country and how they don't, the only thing that separates you from being eligible to be slept with is if it's your daughter,
Jesus.
because you know eh, incest is real.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, these I'm so excited to be sharing this because it's like one of my first times sharing. I was like, you know what? I did experience incest. I was raped in dealing with my father's side of the family. I lost my virginity, my innocence was taken from me, and my innocence was exploited even earlier than my innocence was taken by other family. You different family members, the men who's supposed to protect you. Sending me over to my dad in them house was just they used to be so fun because my mom and them side was kind of bougie
Mm.
and they was all about education and the arts, but they had their own drama. They had other mental
Hmm.
issues that I didn't see until later into life because that's how in the hell I ended up in the housing system. Their inability to cope. But on my daddy's side is when they was cool and they was fun. They was the barbecue family. They was the go Faye, go Faye. Oh
Hmm.
no, they didn't. I take it back. They called me Michelle because that's my middle name. Go Shelly. Because they didn't like my mom, so they didn't want to call me anything that sounded like my mom. They didn't want to
Wow.
speak her name, so they called me Michelle. So they would build up my confidence, throw me in the middle of the circle, and break me out of bashfulness. That's when my first jokes was cracked on me. So that's why I'm so funny these days because that's why I learned how to play cards and slap, dominoes and stuff like that. They was the worldly side, if you will.
Hmm.
But within that worldly side, where I was so illuminating, I got to listen to secular music and all this stuff. They was the same ones that was invading me in my sleep at night as a little girl and causing me to have insecurities. And this is that, and it actually started with my father. So I realized when I became older and emancipated out the system because of that, my father was not able to get custody of me. My aunt had to do it on his behalf, and but my aunt brought me in that same environment where it just perpetuated, and the violence and the abuse and all of that made me have a standoff with her one day because she started to participate in the abuse. Um, and I was probably 15 or 16 at this time, 15. And I said, after she beat the shit out of me one day, I said, hey, I want to go home. Now, I don't know where home is. I just displaced. I
Wow.
want to go home. She said, what? I said, I want to go home. Slap say something, I go in there, lay down. Okay, no problem. Now, what happens when you abuse a child when she's full of that much? It's rage and frustration that the enemy can now benefit from.
Hmm.
Um, And that's why children turn guns on themselves. That's why they turn guns on others. That's why they do these things because they're not listened to. You don't listen to them. They're not
Hmm.
heard. They're not seen. They're not felt. They're not respected. Because even in all of this here, I was speaking out. And as I spoke out about abuse, my daddy did this. No, he didn't. Shut up. You lying. My uncles, they did this. Well, I don't know what you want us to do. She be lying. She just be lying. Why I need to lie for? I'm 5. What
Right.
does a 5-year-old have to lie for? What is a 7-year-old? What is a repeat? Why am I telling the same lie at 10, 12, and 15? So no problem. I woke her up one night. She attest to it. And I stood over her bed. Now I knew, now that I go back in that moment and the fear that she felt, this is why she released me. I knew that there was demons in that point. Now that I go back.
Hmm.
I went over her, I got close to her like this. I said, I want to go home.
Mm.
And I walked out like a still ghost. It scared the shit out of her.
Mm.
And it should have, because you let
Hmm.
that devil in.
Wow.
If you had not released me in that moment, that might have been the end of your life. My
Hmm.
uncle switched to turn off. Get that goddamn girl out this house. Get that. So I said to God, I know you. Yeah, I was introduced to you because one thing they did, that's a saving grace that my grandmother did before she let me go. She introduced me to God. she introduced me to the church. So within all of that chaos, I was in church every Sunday. I sung in the choir. I was the lead of every play. This is where the arts found me. That was my outlet. The arts found me because of this introduction. The arts found me and saved me on my mother's deathbed because I was the one that fed her before she passed over. I fed her last meal. I was her caretaker. I was her interpreter in the hospitals as a young girl. If the doctor needed to say something to her, they said it through me. So I understood theories and terms and stuff that I shouldn't have to, but it gave me an empathy that I learned and a softness that was a balance for the hell that I was about to be introduced to. I think that because of her doing that, I don't know if you remember this old song, Karen Clark Shear, that she gave her testimony. She was like, I had a praying grandmother. Do you
Yes.
remember that? Yeah.
Hmm.
So I knew enough to call on the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. I remember that song, and I remember saying to Jesus, if you don't save me from here, if you don't get me from this place, whatever home is, I knew the only home I had was with my grandmother, but I really just wanted my room, my space, and my quiet. I wanted my safe place to write. I wanted my safe place, these songs I wanted to sing, do my poetry and the things that made me who I was. I didn't know song was such a beautiful thing for me. Be- Uh, I just thought it was something I was supposed to sequester to the church house because I wasn't allowed to sing secular music, and only thing that I could perform in was a stage play or something at school. So maybe the great program, the dare program, drug is, I was able to sing in those, but I wasn't able to sing, in that way because my grandmother frowned upon it so bad. That's the other part, that self-righteousness stuff. That's another evil. So we were so self-righteous, and she was so this and so that, it just spilled over. But the fact that I was given music, but sequestered to wait the way I could be able to sing it, I understood what she meant, but I didn't know that music and the arts was meant to save my life because I was only able to use it in a certain way, in a certain vein, at a certain time. But it would come out of me on my mother's deathbed at her funeral. All I did was rock back and forth and sing for hours. That's the only way I was able to cope. They was like, "Is she okay?" She been singing for hours. She been singing for hours. Um, and so it planted a seed, but it wasn't until I got out of the house, I ran away from my auntie in them house, and I decided to eventually make my way back to my grandmama house. And she realized that if she hadn't got me at that point, that she was gonna lose me to the streets for good. I'm glad that rested on her because I was able to finish school. I was able to finish
Hmm.
school. I was able to miraculously, be able to take myself back and forth. She felt guilty enough to buy me a car. What a gift! She was guilty. She was guilty enough to buy me a car, teach me how to drive, buy me a car, let me get a job. I said, I just want to take care of myself. Don't nobody got to take care of me. I just need to finish school. So I got my car. I got my job. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's from sun up to sundown. I paid for my day. I said, I got to get on my teams. I got to get back in good spirits. I got to, my dance team misses me. They miss me, blah, 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 blah. So I paid for my uniforms because she ain't had the money. I said, if you don't got the money, you don't have this patience, you don't have to worry about me. What was there anything that mama left me behind, because you sold her car. So I guess it guilted her to buy me a car. When she bought me a car, that was everything I needed. I've been up ever since. 16 years old, I worked to $5.25. I worked from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. after school. And I paid for my graduation. I paid for all of that. And I was able to finish high school early, and earn a little, money to get myself ready for college. I applied for college. I got into school, um, the University of Alabama, and it didn't go as well as high school or grade school was starting off because I had to continue to work. But one thing that it did was it affirmed my independence. One thing I told my bunkmate in the homeless shelter, I said, "Hey, we're gonna get out of here, and we ain't gonna never come back." you know so we promised each other that, and one of the things that I was devoted to was to establish myself, my finances, my savings, my credit, to where I could get my own place and never have to be put out of nowhere, violated, nowhere, have my own safe space for the rest of my life. I worked diligently, and by the time I graduated college, I was building my first home. That was my graduation
Mm.
gift to myself.
Wow.
And so 22 years old, I built a two-story home, and I just went on my ground and I blessed the Lord. I
Mm.
said, now, if you can secure me here, I will promise to, live a life crazy on fire for you. And I profess to do so. Just never let anything take me out of this space and make me homeless ever again. You can come make this place your home. Only thing I need to do is, start, I guess, living right and make a family of my own to put in it. So I got married. I thought life was gonna be up from then.
Mm.
I was married, and then I found out my husband was already married. I said, "Come on,
Jesus.
God,
Wow.
what you doing?
Mm.
Does it ever
Wow.
get better?"
Wow.
In the
Mm.
interim of that phase, I had worked in corporate America, um, because I don't think one thing I can hold down is a way to feed myself, take care of myself, and keep my roof over my head. Um, it started to, I mean, my career path was impacted from layoffs and this, that, and the third, and I just didn't have a. And then I look at my husband, and I find out he's married, and this all of this displacement is happening on top of each other. So I found myself at one point dislocated from my home because I had moved to Georgia by the end, put my house up for rent because something told me to come here in the midst of my first layoff. Moved to Georgia with my I guess at that time would have been my boyfriend's blessing. He helped move me here. And then, we kept in touch and did the things long distance, but I guess somehow I let something sneak in my backyard, and he got married on me. And I didn't know. We had a breakup, came back, we got married, and I was working in education at the time, for profit, the industry that doesn't exist now. I think thanks to Trump, we lucky to have public schools in a minute. But
That's right.
um, um, he defunded us, and so I was displaced again. This time, I was displaced and going through a separation, so I found myself out of my home because it was rented, out of the house we shared because we split, and somehow almost damn near back in the streets.
Mm.
I said, "I know
Wow.
the devil is a lie."
Hmm.
I, at this point, I started working with a brokerage firm to esteem myself. Okay, let me stop. I was in this place and was like, I take whatever you throw at me, God. I just need to make some money. My husband ain't doing nothing right now.
Mm.
You know, um, we're in this limbo. So I found this sales job, and I said, well, I'm looking for work. Da, 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 da. I got a master's. I got an MBA. Blah blah blah. I got a 4.0 GPA. Da, 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 da. It was like wonderful. Well, you're gonna start off in door to door sales.
Ooh.
I told God, because they told me, yeah, they interviewed me, didn't tell me, got the job. Wonderful. I got the job. Well, amen. Like, good. What's my starting pay? Well, you're gonna start off in door to door sales. You commission based only. Ain't no
Ooh.
starting pay.
Yeah.
Would you still like to accept the offer? You can start tomorrow.
Mm.
I said, I looked at God. I said, oh, oh, this story. I know you lying. I ain't got nowhere to stay. I'm in this room with this man that's trying to screw on me, and I ain't got but so much time to be here. You gotta figure this out, God. You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
the world? So I said, you know what? This all you done gave. I told you the next day you opened up for me, I was gonna accept it, and I was gonna get to making me some
Mm.
money,
Mm.
and I was gonna prove that my father and this layoff was not gonna destroy me. I proved I'm not gonna lose my house. I got a mortgage. Blah blah blah. I'm paying for this room, but I got a mortgage. The mortgage ain't gonna stop. So fine then. Fine. When do I start? I
Mm.
said, it's okay. I'm gonna be the toughest, hardest, craziest, Door-to-door salesman you've ever had in here. I mean, door-to-door. They didn't, whatever what we selling in 6 months. In 3 months, I had moved up to management.
Mm.
Come on now.
In 6 months, I was the top rep in the whole Southeast and the only black woman on the team.
Wow.
In 9 months, they had given me my own contract. I was now an
Wow.
owner. My husband tried to come back, and I said, "You dishonored me. My family. One thing we don't believe in is divorce. You can't. We can't continue. We have to get an annulment. An annulment, yeah, an annulment. An annulment would criminalize me." I said, "Yes, it is a felony."
Hmm.
He fled. He tried. I guess I said, "No, you could trust me. I'm gonna try not to put you in jail, but I
Mm.
need your cooperation. Um, I don't want a divorce. I didn't earn a divorce. I'm a damn good wife. I'm a damn good woman, and you're not gonna let me walk. You're not gonna. I didn't earn that scarlet letter, and I'm not going to take it now because of your wrongdoings."
Mm.
Um, so I had my darkness, my meltdown, and in that interim period where I was still shuffling industries and such, I kept coming back to the arts that I learned from as a child. I kept putting my toe into the industry. I was a songwriter, writing for people, ghosts, don't want nobody to know my name. I can't have this affecting my career. I work in education, I'm public, I'm on LinkedIn, I got 20,000 followers. You can't hear me talk about no penis and no coochie.
Mm.
You're not talking about
That's right.
sex. You sing that song. I can't sing that song.
Mm.
You
Hmm.
talk about that. If I sing a song, my family, my elders, my church, the church goers and everybody that's around me know me from singing in the choir. I praise danced. I was an adult praise dancer. I can't do that. I can't do that. They'll shame me.
Mm.
Clutch my pearls.
Hmm.
Um, and then one day somebody said to me as I was writing a song, they was like, "Why don't you write a song for yourself? Like some of these songs you could have helped for." So what do you want to talk about now? I said, "I want to talk about my marriage. My I want to talk about my marriage." And he said, "What you want to say?" "I want to talk about how fucked up it was."
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Uh, said,
Mhm.
"Well, sing it, write it, put it on paper." I said, "Okay." And I sung it. And they was like, "Now you ready to come out as a singer and get from behind the pen as a songwriter?" I said, "Damn right. Yes." And that's when my launch to the world,
Yeah.
as a singer songwriter, took place. And
Wow.
um, that's when Faye Michelle, the corporate professional, started to embrace Faye Baby and all of its, uh, accoutrements and whatever it could be attached to it, and anything it could be associated with. Considering I sound, I must be a rapper that hang out with the baby and little baby because we all the babies. And I'm like, that's not what my name represents, but whatever you want.
I gave you something. I got a question to ask you. I really got several questions, but I want to
Ooh.
ask this question first. So, out of all of that, what made you feel like you got schizo? You said you were.
Now, I was headed to it. I
Oh,
see the
okay.
time. I
Yes.
apologize, listeners.
Yes.
Okay. So after all of these things, I had my foot in the industry and it birthed me as a songwriter. And I said, well, why don't I pursue all the things that I want? That's what I came here for. My friends drug me here because they said I was supposed to be doing more. But I was like, my life is hectic. I can't really focus on that. But they said, but you've been around it. You do it. You wrote stage plays. You did this in Alabama. Da 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 da. Why don't you get into the arts here? You need to be in TV. You need to be this. You got the face for that. Da, 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 da. I'm like, but I can only do it in between schedule. Then I built the company. I said, I'm building the company. He's like, you're doing everything but what you're supposed to do. So
Mm.
I was forced out of my company in COVID, um, when when he shut us down because I had moved after growing the company and changing clients. I was able to get into the solar industry, and that was the client that I represented. Then we had the tariffs and stuff with Trump. It
Hmm.
slowed us down, and so God during COVID was like, "Hey, sit down. I got you. Don't worry. You're gonna Everything you need is gonna come." I got a couple of prophetic, revelations about things, and it was like, you're the creator. You're the creator. I put my toe into the industry, and I learned some things, and during COVID I was able to snag a few roles and this, that, and the third. And I got all my teachings from being on set. I've done 10,000 hours because COVID gave us the time to not work. I wasn't working, so I was able to
Mhm.
discover what it is that I wanted to do, which made me fall back in love with the arts.
Yeah.
And do it after COVID was, lifted. I was able to go full throttle into art and depend on myself as a full time entrepreneur. Outside of being, I was still a prison. I was a prisoner to my brand, my agency, because it was so corporate. It was so corporate oriented.
Mhm.
But now within COVID, it forced me to invest. It forced me to use what I had. I was like, well, what do you have around you? You got a car, you can rent
Mhm.
that out. You got space, rent that out. So I got into Airbnb and Toro. Yeah,
Wow.
what else are you good with that? I can cook. Then I got into DoorDash,
Mhm.
so just about surviving. Now you can control your own time and do the things that you really want to do. And so years later, in that period of time, I was able to amass 30 plus film credits, right? Quite a few songs, a lot that haven't even been released yet. But I said, after a period where I was not enjoying the momentum, because everybody want to call from Tyler Perry, and I didn't get that call
Mhm.
yet. I worked with Tyler Perry. I've gotten calls and Tyler, but not in a role that makes any. I've been on a couple of his sets, met him, shook his hand, but I was probably a glorified high paid extra, or stand in,
Mhm.
a double, something like that. I mean, he paid me well, but I still wasn't. Girl, you in that Tyler Perry movie? It wasn't that yet. So I was tired of waiting. I
Yeah.
was tired of waiting. And I was like, well, what is it? What is it I got to do to get to where I need to be? I'm tired of the indie films. I'm tired of the low budget films. I'm tired. I'm eligible work. I'm more than tired of free work. I'm tired of doing anything to try low paying work, or work that I don't receive royalties off of. I need an
Right.
agent. Got an agent. It's not doing what I wanted to do. God
Right.
said I chose. And then God told me He chose me. He sent me. So one day, recently, I as being, because I'm a host as well. So as a host and, directing other folks stuff and doing this, that, and third, they was like, why don't you do it why don't you do it for yourself? Huh? You got your own night. You host this for me, you host that for me. You done did this stage, you done did this arena, and you entertain people for fun. You're dang good at it. You worked all your weight in gold. Why don't you host your own night? I kind of got scared.
Right.
Wow. Mm.
Fear of success is a real thing.
Right.
But what do you want to write? So what would you call your night? So, ooh,
Mm.
what would I want to do? I said, wait, I would want to do something. That's when all the ideas. God said go. I said, okay, 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 okay. So I would want to do something with my acting family if I was able to create. Wait, hold on, but my music, I do the music though. But no, but I'm kind of funny, so I would want to not be so. It's not stage. Do I want a stage play? No. Why they
Mm.
all can't be on the same page? See, then I
Right.
kind of.
Right.
And I said, I do skits. I want to do the skits. I want to do something to incorporate the skits that I do. Uh, But I got to do music. I got to have my band. Got to come from the soul, but it can't be stuffy. It can't be serious. It got to be funny. I was
Mm.
like, I want to do a fusion. That club was like, you want to do what? I said, yeah.
Mm.
It's gonna be called music and funny, laughs and da da da. I was like, it's a stage play. I said, no, it ain't no stage play. So don't look at it like that, because this ain't no theater. I said, okay, I got you. Look, okay, it's gonna be skits, sounds, and soul.
Ooh.
Yes.
Love that.
There
Skits,
you
sounds, and soul.
Okay, we can go with it. We can go with it.
Yes.
And so I said, I'm giving my first night. I promise you gonna lie. I'm gonna write it out. We don't know how this gonna do, Faye, baby. But we trust you. I don't think this gonna work with my audience. This ain't my niche, y'all. We don't do that, dear. Blah 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 blah. Birthed the show. Long story short, they loved it. They renewed me for another night. Eventually, I got a residency where I was,
Yes.
needed to be on every month, trying to
Yes.
figure out what night. my audience grew, my castings grew,
Love
the vibe grew, the expectation, the demand grew. I had to leave there because the money was growing and they would start moving funds. So I had to leave there. And as I was leaving, they was like, "Well, can you come back?" And I was like, "No, we had knew we going on. We got a tour. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. I want other people to endorse us." Blah blah blah. We moved into Uptown and the Avenue and other places, and now we're in our production studio where now and I promised the gang. I said, "Hey, I don't want this just to be a night because y'all got good stuff. I'm just stick with me. I'm gonna put us on TV." When I struggled from keeping my cameraman just to give BTS to now I was able to get an investor that's interested in me for a placement on another network. But in the meantime, I'm on the first network that believed in us, which is Hip Hop Network TV. Early on, was like, yeah, we love it. I saw one show, and was like, I didn't see it actually. I had to send footage back because he wasn't a believer either. I had to send footage back. He was like, I sat back on the TV and I said, "Oh, she got something," and then he became fully in.
love it.
We became fully in, and now we're into our season two. And my theater partner, the theater where we have our production studio was early. This is where I used to do stage plays for him. I had to make him a believer as well. He's now, pretty solid into working with us for as long as we can, as we need to work with him, and really works with me, in funneling this dream. And now 150 different cast members later, being this
Wow.
oscillating table for celebrities even have graced my stage. And
Love it.
I get the interest of people who have gone from my stage and into their film career, or it's been a launch pad. I now know that skit sound, and I now know the thing that I was inspired by. I said I need something that's like a modern day place for my social media presence and my personalities and persona and my networks. To confuse with my music and studio friends and my actor people, because they're very different from, because there's all snobs in
Hmm.
each. Skits actors are not real actors, it's just, I was like, I need y'all all to come in here and understand that we all have
Love
a
it.
gift, and we're gonna
Love it.
present, and we're gonna
Yes.
do it
Love
in an environment that is infused with energy, and we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna switch the narrative. This crazy life gave me a crazy passion about pursuing what it is that I want to do. And when you come in
Hmm.
here, I need you to have a crazy passion about pursuing and showcasing who it
Love
is that you represent. Put your brand up front and go crazy and wear it with pride, and know that the world will take notice very soon. So my crazy life burned a
it.
undeniable gift and a devotion and allegiance to my talents and my arts. And I know that my arts is here to be a conduit and event of
Yes.
outlet for myself, but as well as others. I was always intended to
Yeah.
grab people and
Yeah.
take them with me. So, thank you for listening to that long story.
Well,
To
look,
God be the glory
yes,
with that.
baby,
It's
yes.
your story is
That's
inspiring.
what
It's
it's all about so
inspiring.
bad. We ain't even had to say nothing. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I love
You know,
it.
yeah. One question I have for you is: have you ever thought about writing your memoir? Because my your story captivated me from the time you started talking.
I'm so glad you asked that, Yvonne. Interestingly enough, I was given that to do first. I had a
Mm.
prophetic encounter, which is something that everybody doesn't have. That's true
Hmm.
evidence of the Lord God being real. I can say that out
That's
loud because I
right.
used to be, into the, I used to be into the crystals and the ethos and the everything. The God, God is everything. God is energy. God is no Jesus, the one I serve. The way I know God, I'm able to proudly profess him because of the way he captivated me, he captured me and proved
Mm.
himself through phenomenons that found me. So I had a prophet catch me on three encounters throughout this story, and and I still have not done that part because it's still sitting in my laptop. He told me that I had a story, so he sent the man of God who I knew was nothing short of his doing to catch me on my journey, to reaffirm me and to keep me from collapsing and all of the things, because that's only a fraction of it. That same grandmother I ended up having to be a caregiver for on this journey, it almost killed me
Mm.
and almost depleted my funds, only for me to find out the one woman that I had devoted to and loved so diligently, because she went at least grabbed me back. She grabbed me
Hmm.
back. I looked at her as my hero, and I used to worship her. Anything she say do, I would drop, da 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 da, and it helped me. But she still was just flawed and a human, and not my savior. And an unaccomplished elder that I idolized, because she if she was perfect, I wouldn't have, had the life that I lived. She wouldn't have the hardship she
Right.
had. I wouldn't end up having to take care of her because she didn't have no money. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
we all make mistakes. We all put our legs on, our pants on one leg at a time. We all bleed. And, her judgments and her criticisms and her ridicules and everything that I used to, hold so near and dear to my chest. Don't dress like that. Man ain't gonna want you. Well, why you divorced 4 times? Like, what I'm saying? You wore clothes all your life and your pearls was always around your neck. You know what I mean? Like, you're not perfect.
Yes,
Why,
yes.
if everything was so, you raised up and you were such a great example. How did my mom pass from HIV? How is that a secret?
Mm. Mm.
We ain't
Jesus.
perfect. You gonna stop
Right.
telling these folks that you ain't saving nobody by doing that.
Right, right.
Nobody can be delivered into God with you acting like that.
Right.
Yes, we got a brick
Come
house,
on
but
now.
our house is full of shit.
Woo! Come on now.
And
Oh,
God loves us just the same. So when God sent that prophet to deliver me and say, hey, you go out and tell that story. He told me to put it in a memoir. I wrote that memoir 5 years ago and I haven't released it. He told me that wasn't critical for the launch to the world. He told me the
yes,
entire world is going to know my name.
yes,
He told
Jesus.
me where
Yeah,
I
come
came
on.
from. He told me what I experienced. He told me it was
yes,
all for good. He told me it was for the deliverance of women and children and families and people who have been living in them pearls.
yes, baby, yes, yes. Y'all heard it here, baby.
Living in them pearls. Y'all look, y'all heard it first now.
Y'all
Y'all
heard
heard
it
it
here,
first
baby.
now.
What's in the bag, baby? Y'all heard it. I
Ooh.
love this platform. Let me tell you
Yes.
something, baby. I know it is already an hour is up. We gave you. I'm in awe with your whole story.
Me too.
I'm in awe with you.
My God.
And I
This is the
can't wait.
first time I've ever been able to say it without crying. I know the
Yeah,
Lord
you
working.
did it. You
Mm.
did it, though. You
You
did
were
it.
saying it?
You
Yeah.
had me a little choked up a little bit, but I had
And
the whole time.
you got our viewers over here
Yes,
screaming and shouting out
yes.
fire. Shelly has a
Loving you.
question.
Loving
Oh
you.
Lord.
Loving
Yes.
you. You hear me?
I'm
You are you
Thank you guys.
yes.
I know. And so people have their judgments and stuff, and talk about the Bible and be Bible thumping and scripture hopping and all that. I said, let me tell you something. I know God. I know Him for myself.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm almost familiar with all of his authors. I'm almost familiar. I spend time with him. He reveals himself. It's not religion. It's not. You can go. Oh, she got on them loud colors. Her stomach out. Her shorts is high. And I'm like, because I lived in my husband's shadows. He told me what to wear. I lived in every. I told my grandma them. And one none of them rap tight. Y'all was all hypocritical. You ain't got God nowhere near you. You was a lie. And He can't stand them hypocrites. You be in there praying all day.
That's
Ain't
right.
Yes.
dry bones. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nobody being healed. Ain't nobody being delivered. Can't nobody be raised. Ain't nobody being nothing. You ain't talking about nothing.
Yes.
I done more in one-on-one sessions. Me and them strangers in a restaurant. I go and I drop God everywhere I go. They might come in to me because I'm cool and I'm relatable and I'm interesting, I'm fun, I'm hip, I'm chill, I know how to talk. I can go in the ghettos, I done been in tables with foreigners, I done been in tables with Frenchmen, Englishmen. Like, it ain't nowhere I can't go. It ain't nowhere I can't assimilate. It's nothing I cannot say that cannot reach them. Do you
Come
understand
on
me?
now.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Come on now.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, baby.
I can get to them if I need to.
Yes.
And what they're going to get at the end of it is God.
Yes.
Jesus. Come on, Pha
Because He
Baby.
used murderers. He used
Yes.
whores. He used
That's
drug.
right.
He used lepers. He done. This is how you know He's real. He comes into a place that's rotten, broken, and weak, and He makes them strong. That's
Yes.
how you know that He's there. That's
Yes.
how you
Come
know
on
that
now.
He's
Yes.
rich and
Woo!
Yes. 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 Yes.
Lord have
That's
mercy.
how you know He real. All that trying
Lord
to play
have
that
mercy.
funk like you are all perfect and stuff. Ain't nobody perfect
No,
out here. And let me say
no.
something. What I loved about this your whole story, this is what I got out of it. When you realize that you can do what you wanted to do instead of having to do what everybody else wanted you to do.
Ooh, finish it.
No more coochies, and I don't mean to say it, but you could, and Darius even put, yes, you can. Because the fact of the matter is, even through your whole story, you ain't get where you got to be until you started releasing what you stopped thinking everybody wanted you to be like.
Ooh, Marvina.
Once you start trying to keep on having this persona and trying to be somebody that you're not and become who you are, that's when God was able to use you.
That's right.
That's right.
That. And now you you can do all things.
Yes.
When you say all things, that means heartfelt things that you knew that you had inside of you. Now you're able to release it.
You better say that now, Mom.
Your testimony on what's in the bag. Like you said, you really never got through with this without crying. Now you know you can you released it, because now the tears is which you put back to the back, and you was able to release it to
That's right. That's right.
You
found the 3 B's, baby. You established your boundaries.
I am so excited
about your balance.
Yes.
And you started becoming. Jesus.
Oh my God. Y'all better do that now. Jesus. Yes, God.
Thank you, Father. Thank you. I was so into what your topic was, but didn't understand the topic. When you sent it to me, I didn't change nothing about it. I said, because when she come on here, she gonna tell us what it means. And I get it. I get it.
Amen.
I appreciate you.
Lord have mercy.
I done fell in love with it.
Take the power out of those words. You put the power. I had a thank you for that. Somebody said, when you associate, words have power. You're so close to schizophrenic, you can speak those things into your environment. I said, that word I give the word power. That word has no dominion. I am not associated. That is not the intention that I enter in that space with. Not schizophrenia. Not schizophrenia. Skid sound so what I define it to be, because I get the word.
Yeah. Okay. Come on now.
Don't play with me. Don't play with us.
Don't play with her. Don't play with her.
And so when people come and they be like, your environment is so, this energy is so, I was like, because we create the atmosphere. The atmosphere is what you create it to be. That's why church can be wherever you are.
Yeah.
That's right. So, come on now.
I build people end up, I want to pour into them. I want to short circuit the learning curve, because I have the experience.
Yeah.
I want to give some blueprints. I want to show you your limits. I want to push you and show you what you can do when you're given your spotlight. When you're given a minute, you got 5 minutes of fame. Now go crazy.
Go crazy with it, baby. That's what let you know
that's all that God expects.
Exactly.
He said, "Go crazy."
God got you. I don't want to keep barging in, because we already at 10:04. But Zach want to know he got somebody that wants to be on your stage. So we gonna let that go right there. Shelby have a lot to say. Church is not in the building. We got so much stuff up there. When you get a chance, I need you to go back and read it.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody over here is saying she needs to come back. We need to bring you back. So we certainly want to have you back.
I am going to bring you back. That's why you had to start off this month. You were so right. You were so correct. God opened up the doors for us to do this, because we had someone here and that changed over. So your door was open. This was for you. This day was for you. I thank God for you. I thank God for everything that you've been through just to get where you at today. It seemed like it when I listened to it, I was like, wow. But then looking at you and listening to you today, baby, all it did was make you. That's why I always say women have hips. Men don't have. Women got hips. We can carry a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
Hey, okay now.
That's right, baby. God gave us them hips. carry
That's right.
babies, we carry burdens, we carry problems, we carry this, we carry that, and then we carry them on our hips, baby. I
That's
appreciate
right.
you, girl. Oh my God,
Thank
God
you
is
so
so
much
good.
for
Thank
having
you,
me. I
everybody, for
appreciate it.
they loving on you, girl. They giving you all the
Yes.
love, all out, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm excited about the future. I am going to be on your stage. I'm ready.
Yes.
Blessings.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Come
And
on.
let me tell you something else that you gift me with. My grandbaby is deaf. I cannot speak sign language. I've been trying and trying and trying, but I don't have no one to speak it to. Now
I'm
I got
speaking with you.
someone.
What
Oh
you
my
want to talk
God,
about?
I'm grateful to you because
Let's talk.
yes, we gonna talk, baby. Let me say this. I be on the phone with my grandbaby and looking at her like this. Because I don't know what to do. I know what grandma is. I know how to tell
I
her I
want to
love
talk
her,
to
but
her.
I don't know
Please
how to
bring
do a
her on.
conversation. Yeah, girl, that God just blessed me with the person that I
Man,
need.
Glory, I'm so happy for that. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
for that. Please.
Mm.
Yes,
Yes,
Lord, we are
Lord.
ready to do some things. Oh my God, I am blessed. How you feel, Yvonne? Let me let you go ahead on and
Yeah.
say what you
Let
feel,
me let me
baby.
tell you something. I told you yesterday. I said I can't wait. I said the title alone has me excited. I didn't even ask you any questions about
You
exactly
did it.
what you were going to talk about
You
because
did
I
it.
know what God was saying to my spirit. And I
Oh
and I was
God.
not, and I was not disappointed. When I tell
Oh
you
God.
your story tied into something that Marvin and I we didn't have a guest on the show one week. We just literally just sat and talked about the three B's: boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
balance, and becoming. And your
Mm.
story epitomizes those three things. You established your boundaries, you found your
Yes.
balance, and then you started
Yes.
becoming
Yes.
who you're
Yes. Yes.
destined to
Yes.
be
Yes.
outside of what everybody else is putting on you. Look at God.
Yes.
When I tell you God is so
That's
wonderfully
beautiful.
awesome,
Yes,
everybody's story is different, and the way
yes,
God
And
moves in
unique
each
and
person
necessary.
is different because of your
That's right.
individualism and how
That's
your
right.
relationship is with God. And girl,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something. You slayed it. You laid it all right here on the table. Can't
yep.
wait to
In
have you
that
come
little bit
back
of
and
time,
share some more. Yes. We couldn't even
you
ask
got
no
it
questions.
all
We
in
sitting over
that
there all
little bit
caught
of
up.
I'm so
time. I love
sorry.
it. We gonna let you go. Then we ain't
Yes.
letting you go.
Yeah.
We're not letting you go. Go. We're just letting you get off the stage.
You get
Yeah.
off here.
Before you do,
I
tell
Over
thank
them
y'all
people
so
here.
can
much for your
find
time.
you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just letting you
Please.
come over here. Yes, but you can't go nowhere. We got
Yeah.
you. You're part of us. We're part of you. Okay.
That's
So
right.
Amen.
we're
I
gonna,
received that.
yes,
And
ma'am.
before you go, tell everybody where they can reach
Yes.
out to you, where they can find you.
Oh, you can find this unadulterated, uncensored journey all on social media at Pha Baby, PHABABY. That's everywhere. That's on streaming platforms. If you're interested in following my music journey, and on Instagram and social media, you can also find my platform with SkitZo Gang at skits underscore sounds with a Z underscore soul. Skits sounds soul. SkitZo Gang on YouTube. This is very new and near and dear to me, and my productions and my point of view is yet to be told through Powerhouse Production Group,
Yes.
LLC. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes. I make
Yes.
sure y'all go on YouTube and watch that whole video right there. I just took a little piece. I couldn't put everything up there. Sister rap. Sister's a rap. Sister's a rap. She don't just think she raps. So
She
and
raps, she sings, she
you
do it
gonna
all.
feel what she was talking about. Now that I even listen to you, now I can go back and look at the video and get an understanding on where you are and what you was writing.
We need to
That's a
we need to
good
get
Yeah.
you
part.
to come on out to the
Yeah.
Peachtree International
Yes,
Film
and it's
Festival.
time for you to come on to the
Oh,
piece.
I would definitely love to come. I was gonna say,
Yes.
Yes,
I
man.
definitely start putting that pain in the music. I'm gonna start singing brighter songs now. But
Yes.
that's how it
All right.
started. Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I love about you, like you said with Erica Badu, all her songs wasn't always enlightening, but it
That's
was
true.
soul searching.
Yes.
That's true.
It's through the soul.
That's true.
It ain't
That's
had to
true.
be my motherfucker business, and it wasn't none of that. It was soul work. That's what I
That's
Right.
right.
love about her music. She
I love
always
her.
had me love her. Yeah, baby. When
I
you
love
Yes.
her.
do, oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
That's
what to
that's
be now.
role woman, okay? So my bag
Mhm.
is I'm a bag lady, and you are too. So is Yvonne.
That's right.
That's right. We all
We
are.
all are. I love you, girl. I appreciate you. Yup, I
I
hate
Thank you so
appreciate
much
you
for blessing
guys.
us this morning.
yes. Say it again.
Thank you so much. Y'all be blessed.
Yes, ma'am.
You
And we
too.
gonna
Thank you.
don't go nowhere. Stay down there. Stay
Yeah, stay
in the
right there.
background for a minute so we can talk to
Okay.
you for a
I'll
second.
be there.
All
Okay.
right. Thank y'all.
Woo!
Thank y'all. I know we're over time. We're gonna go ahead on and run through this. You know what to do. Go ahead. There's the Facebook group. We asking y'all to come on the group every week.
That's
We
right.
thanking everybody that's coming in, literally coming in and giving their hope, strength, and encouragement on these
The
days.
conversations
Our
have been
conversation was
amazing.
nice. I don't understand why I don't see a lot of y'all faces in there. Y'all can peek in every so often, especially all the ones that's on here, and give some strength here. We got that motivational Monday, talk about it Tuesday, wisdom Wednesday, thankful Thursday, and Friday. We just go ahead on and promote what we're going to be doing on Saturday.
That's right.
It's always about the topic. This week was mainly about the topic of healing and understanding. We need for y'all to come in and start talking to us. You talk on us on a day on Saturdays. Come in and see what's going on throughout the week. It don't take but a minute. It's hope, strength,
That's
love.
right.
Thanks to all that's doing it. Like you got the Annette and we got who else was on there? And the
Miss
Eric,
Vicky.
Miss Vicky,
I saw Chanel on
now,
there.
all the people that
Yeah, just
coming in and just giving some hope and strip. You ain't got to do it every day, and you ain't got to be, oh, I don't do social media all the time. Come in and give some strip. Y'all sit around and talk about that negative stuff. Come on in and do some positive
that's right.
things, because that's
And,
what
and,
we do.
and encourage people to come join the group. And I want to
Yes,
give a shout out. Eric, thank you so much. Because
yes,
every
Eric.
time
Thank
we
you,
look up,
baby.
you got
But yes,
people coming, coming,
yes.
coming.
Yes, keep them
Yes,
coming, baby. Thank you so much, Eric Lee, because you've been on it, baby. You definitely been on it. Also, we got the YouTube channel. We still looking for y'all to get some subscribers. Take this and put it on y'all page. What I want to do is I'm going to start linking our pages. I'm going to send these YouTube page and asking you to ask people to subscribe.
that's right.
Subscribe to our page, okay? And make sure that you let them know that we come on every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Should let them know that we got some great topics. Let them know if they want to be a part of the group. Be a part of what's in the bag. They can come on and tell their story. Let them know
That's
what
right.
it's about. Oh, no, I got this group. There's this group called What's in the Bag. A lot of people don't know what's in the bag. They probably think you talk about a bag with some stuff coming out. Let them know that it's about the mind. The bag is the mind. The content of the bag is your experience. It's a topic-based talk show, and they have a lot of topics that could kind of help a lot of people. That's what we do, and we bring on guests every week. I just want to let y'all know that's what we do. And of course, we on Twitch. That's 21. That's What's in the Bag 21. Also, it's not hard to know what our line is. Is what's in the bag. What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in
And
the
add that 2-1 at the end.
and 2-1 at the end. That's it. And of course, if you have any questions, people that wants to be a part of it, we have a business number. That business number is 833-520-9482, extension 700 for Yvonne and 701 for me. Now, if y'all don't want to talk about it, y'all want to tell us what you think we should change. We take constructive criticism too. Maybe you need to tell us there's a color that we need to use. Maybe there's something you want to talk about and you want to see if we can get that topic talked about. So, if you got some gifts and talents you think you may want to help us out in, call us up and let us know. I mean, it's open.
Right.
It's an open platform and we take everybody. Come on now. We ain't asking for a whole lot. We just asking for you. I
I
love it.
love it.
I
I
love
love
that.
it.
Well, we get ready to
Love
get
it.
up out of here. BFF,
Yeah.
we got to go.
Look, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let me say this. You guys need to go back and rewatch this segment. Go back and rewatch this segment. There were so many gems. I'm not gonna say hidden gems. There were so many gems in this message. Go back and let it pierce and penetrate your soul. And with that being said, God woke us up today. You have everything to be grateful for.
Yes.
And as always, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. We love you guys, and we look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday.
Yes, and my tune on it is sometimes you gotta have boundaries. You gotta believe in yourself and become who you are, and stop worrying about what everybody else feel and think. I'm getting there. I'm working on me. You have to start working on you. And as this sister has done, she's been working on herself. So, like she said, have a great day, and we will see y'all on next Saturday. Love you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye, y'all. God bless you. Yes.